most places. So planted some of the tomato plants. You'll see shortly. These are going to get swapped out in the greenhouse today. The cucumbers, that one broke because of the weight, so that one's dying. These two are still alive. I think I'm going to transplant that into the greenhouse. Got some potatoes started. They finally rooted. Carrots are still going. Broccoli raw or rapini. Another batch of carrots. Ginger is growing. The one could probably be picked now, but we'll let it go a little bit longer. The other two are catching up. This one is more radishes. Just did that a minute ago. Haven't even put water on it. There's a white and a red radish. They're about a month in, so a few more weeks and be eating. They're supposed to be like 30, 40 days. Seems to be taking a little longer, and probably because of the heat. Short fat carrots, they didn't do real well, probably because of the heat before, so starting over. And starting green onions again. That needs to get taken down. They're not flowering, and they're just humongous. 4 tomato plants, those are all Abe Lincolns. I just put all the same ones in there. Oh, and yes, the new barrels are out. It's mid-90s this week, so it's pretty hot right now, but and then this one is, I think this one's rutabagas, and that's supposed to be bush green beans, so the Blue Lake bush ones, and then there's the crazy zucchini plant, which needs to get trimmed either tonight or tomorrow. It's just too hot and I got other stuff to do. My thought process is I've got about 3 months of growing season to go still. Today is what, the 1st? Tomorrow's Labor Day, so this cucumber's pretty much had it. I mean, it's got a couple. I mean, I trimmed all the leaves, it's getting healthier again, but I'm kind of debating whether to chop it down or not. This is the pickling. This is the full size. There's stuff going on there, and a little bit going on here. So I'm kind of, like I said, debating. This pepper with the aphids, it's doing okay. There's lots of peppers on there. A couple of them are rotting, which need to be trimmed. What the heck kind of bug is that? I don't even know what to say about that. Yeah, so the big beef isn't doing all that great. Again, a lot of tomatoes where the bottom half is starting to get dry and die out, and then the top half is bushy until it reaches when it's touching the plastic. So that one's probably going to get chopped out today, tomorrow, and get replaced. I have a big beef sucker out there. That's one of the big ones. Granted, you know, I'm sitting 2 cinder blocks high, and then your bucket, so that's what, let's call it 3 feet. But these jalapeno plants are a little over 7 feet. That's way over my head. So these 2 jalapeno plants are taking off. There's a couple jalapenos growing. And then there's a whole boatload coming. This chocolate sprinkle, although it's kind of hanging everywhere, but it's still producing pretty good, so I'm gonna leave that one. The red pear, this thing has just been terrible, so this one's coming out. Even though there's one green one, these 2 could be picked. And it's just dying between the heat and everything else. I just didn't like the heat. This Havasu hot pepper, this one also had a bunch of aphids. You can also see there are some ladybugs still hanging out, so aphids everywhere, but the plant is healthy. Kind of an oxymoron, but whatever. The cayenne one's starting to bloom. The midnight snack is starting to die off a little bit. You can see there's a bunch hanging in the trusses that look like little red grapes. That one's kind of on its last legs. The grape tomato is just growing forward, and need to get in and do some trimming. You can see where some of the stuff's dying off in the back. Still a bunch there, and a bunch blooming. But this one's taken a life of its own, so I'm thinking about trimming it back and debating what to do with it. I never replaced the other hole that's here because this one just overtook it. The early girl is doing okay. Gonna leave that one there. This one is supposed to be black creme, but it either got cross-pollinated or I got the seeds mixed up, because that is not a dark heirloom, so I'm guessing this is probably another Abe Lincoln, or because of the proximity to the other plants, it kind of built a hybrid. This Abe Lincoln's pretty much dead. They're splitting. It's just not getting enough water up. There's plenty of water in the bucket. I mean, I circulate 24/7, so it's not for lack of fluid. So this one's coming out. This one's pretty much done. So these two are going to come out. So that's what the two Abe Lincolns, the red pear, and so I already picked green peppers earlier in the week because I wanted the plants to keep thriving. But here's a Big Bertha growing back in here. That one's kind of a smaller one. I picked like 6 or 8 already, and then some of it's hanging, so I got to get it trussed up or strung up, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so that's kind of the state of things before I go tearing it up.